Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the course schedule planning tool. So when you come to the website, you'll see this. So the tool is embedded right here in the browser, so you can use it right here in the browser. You can also download the file using the buttons down in the lower right hand corner. This one will download it, and then you can open it in Excel. For this video I'll show you how to use it right in the browser. So you have different tabs here which have different information. So it opens up by default to the schedule. So when you want to find courses to put in your schedule, you can click on the courses worksheet, which has all course information for 2017-18 academic year. So the top here, the column headings have these little arrows. You can click on these to filter the courses to only see certain ones. So if you click on department and say that you only want to see, let's look at French classes. So here, let's say I'm interested in taking French 201. I go over here to the left. I see the CRN, the class reference number. That's the number that you use to register for classes. So you just copy the CRN, and then you go to the schedule, and you can paste it right in to column A where it says CRN. When you do that, it fills in the course information for you in the schedule. So when the things that you see that end up blue and underlined, those are all links to additional information. So here, if you clicked on where it says French, that would open up the online course schedule with all courses in the French department. Clicking on 201 would open up the full course page for this course if you wanted to read the description. You've got the name and you've got the times. If a course has secondary times like a lab or other meetings, they're listed here. Has the instructor. If you scroll further to the right, you can see what GERs, graduation requirements, the course satisfies. And again, these are links up here to get to the online course schedule of all the G courses or D courses, for example. Or you can click up here to read about the general education requirements and what's required for graduation. It tells you how many units the course is. For courses that have enrollment currently, if there's a limit, it tells you what the limit is, it tells you how many registered, and if there's anybody on the wait list, it tells you how many people. If approval is required for registration, that'll be indicated here. And in this column here where it says prereqs, if it says yes, that means that this course has prereqs, and you can click on the yes to open up the page to read more about those prereqs. Going further to the right, you have a set of links about this department. So this is a French class, so these would be links about major and minor requirements for French, placement information. So clicking on this, for example, opens up the placement exam information for the French department. They also have links to the home page, course schedule, and descriptions of all of their courses. I'm now going to show you a few other ways that you can filter courses to find specific ones that you're looking for. So going back to the courses worksheet, so before we filtered so that we only saw courses in the French department. So if you want to get rid of filtering that you've done, up here, when you have filtering in place, instead of an arrow, it looks like this, and if you put the mouse over it, it'll say filtered. You can click clear filter from department, and now we'll get the full list of all departments again, removing the filtering that only showed us French. One particularly useful filtering that you can do is if you come over to time, and if you click on the filtering for that, so this is a list of all the different times courses meet. So if you were looking for a course at a particular time, you could select it here to see those courses. You also can deselect blanks so that you get rid of all the courses that don't have meeting times. Those tend to be independent studies and things like that. So now we have courses that actually have meeting times. Say I'm looking in the fall, so I could only show fall courses. And if you scroll further to right, there are some other fields over here. So this is information about GERs. So the GERs column has it listed all together. Here they are individually. So let's say I want a course that meets the G requirement. I could filter this here so that I only have G courses. So now if I scroll back over here to the left, these are all the courses in the fall term that meet the G requirement. So let's say I picked one of these courses. I'll pick this one here. Now I can come back to my schedule and I can add that to my schedule by pasting the CRN in here. Now what you noticed is these times here became red. So that's one feature of this course schedule planning tool, is that if there's a course conflict, so here both of these courses are at the same time on Tuesday, so that's a conflict, you're not going to be able to take both of these. So in that case, maybe I'm interested in this course, so I'm going to move it down here to the alternative section so I can save it for future reference. But then I'm going to delete it up here because it's not a course, I can't take both of these. What you notice now, it'll highlight the time down here in orange because it still conflicts with this, but up here this is no longer red because there's nothing in our primary schedule up here at the top that conflicts. Coming back to the course schedule, one other thing that it will point out for you is if I say now look at courses for winter term. So here is a winter term course. Now if I go back to the course schedule and I add that in, if I were to put this here in the section at the top for fall, it's also going to tell me that that's the wrong term. So that's going to keep you from accidentally adding a course into the wrong term. So I could come down here and add this winter term course down here. So now suppose that I've filled in all the courses here in my schedule that I'm interested in filling in. One useful thing you can do is, now that you've filled it in, if you come down here, if I click the download button, I download this file, saves it to my computer. Then when I click and open it up, it'll open up in Excel. And what you notice is the information that I filled in online is filled in already in the file that I download. So this is something that you can save for later or share with someone else. Now that I have this file open in Excel, I'm going to show you a few features of the file when you have it open in Excel. So first thing you notice is up here at the top, you get this warning that you're accustomed to seeing from downloading files from the internet, saying be careful unless you know where this file came from. I do know, so I'm going to click Enable Editing so that I can edit it. The next message you get is about a security warning. It says external data connections have been disabled, and then I can click Enable Content. So what this is if I click Enable, it's going to allow the file to download the most recent course data. Now the course data is posted with a bit of a lag because it's pulled from the course database and it's updated daily or more frequently during busy times. So to get the most recent data, I'm going to want to click Enable Content. When I click that, down here you see it says Running Background Query, so that means that it's downloading the data so that the course data will be updated. You can always see here at the top when the date the course data was updated, the date and the time. So this was updated last night. One thing to know is that if you are not using Excel 2016, instead of the course data updating, you'll get an error message that says that the data cannot be updated. However, everyone at Lawrence can get Excel 2016 for free. There's a link in the frequently asked questions at the bottom of the web page for you to get that. The filtering of course data works very similarly in the Excel application to how it worked in the browser. So if I click on the courses, you see a similar interface with these arrows here. So it looks a little bit different, but it works the same way. So let's say I want to look at courses in let's say the chemistry department, and I only want to look at courses that are a certain number. I could click these boxes here. That looks just like it did online. I can also do things like number filtering. So if I just hover over this, I see other options. So let's say I want to look at all courses that are less than or equal to 200. Now I only have chemistry classes that are 200 or below. And if I only want ones that have a meeting time, I can again only select, I can deselect blanks. In this case, there's only one time. So this is all the chemistry courses under 200. So let's say that I'm interested here in this course, Chem 116. So you've seen how you can put it into the schedule. So in Excel here we can copy, so Control or Command C, we can paste it, Control or Command V, and it'll show up in the schedule. Now these two courses conflict, so I couldn't take both of them. And again, you have the same links here in Excel as you did in the browser. So if I were to click over here, it says prereqs, yes. If I were to click yes, it opens up the full course page, which describes the prereqs for the course in the website. However, the other thing I could do is, in addition to putting it here in the schedule, there's this next worksheet here that says detailed course info. So if I take the CRN and I put it in the box here that says CRN, it fills in detailed course information for this course, including the full description and the description of the prereqs that are found online. Now, in addition to what you have online, so switching back to the internet here, here's the web page version. It lists these prereqs. However, there's no more information that you can get to. One nice thing in the file is that by putting it in here, you can get the placement information right here, as well as the major, minor requirements, and so on. So if I were to click placement info, it opens up the chemistry placement information so that I can read everything I need to do in order to take this course. Similarly, this information can also be found in the schedule if you scroll further to the right where it says course descriptions and all these links. Here it is, placement info. That's going to open up the placement information for chemistry similarly to the detailed information. And the same thing here for the French. So this is going to open up information for the placement exam. I can go right here for some of the languages. You can take them right online, and you can get the link right from within the course planning tool. In addition to the information here in these links and that you can find in the detailed course info, if you want to get a full set of information about departments, there are links here to various departments and programs, and at the top you have a collection of general links about registration and degree requirements and that sort of thing. One of the most important things to keep in mind about this tool is to not be afraid to use it. There's a lot of information here, there's a lot going on that might be intimidating for some people, but there's really nothing that can go wrong. Worst case, you mess something up, you do something you didn't mean to do, you can always simply go back to here, and you can always just download a new version of the file. Now, I wasn't interacting with this for a while, so it wanted to reload, and you notice when it reloads, it gets rid of the courses that I'd filled in, and I can always just download a new version. So here's version 1, I can open that up, and I now have a fresh version that I could start over with. So you really don't need to be worried about doing something wrong because you can always just start over. So don't be worried about opening it up and playing it out and trying out the features. Now, when you download a new version of the file, which if you don't have Excel 2016, which refreshes the course data automatically, in order to refresh the course data, you're going to need to download a new version of the file that has already been updated. And when you do that, in order to get the courses that you've already filled in, all you want to do is open up both files. So if I go back to my original file here and my original schedule, see, I've already filled these in. So if I want a new version of the file, but I don't want to lose what I did, I can go to the file. If I just click up here, put my mouse over where it has the A for column A, if I just right click and choose copy, I can then switch to the other file. And if I just select here, I can then just paste, and it'll fill in the CRNs from the other file, and then it'll fill it in with the course information here. And if any of the course information has updated, that will be reflected here. So let's say a few more people had registered for the class, these numbers over here would change. Or if a course had been deleted altogether, it would be removed from the course data, and it would not show up here anymore. So that's the easiest way to take a file that you already have and then put the information into a new file with the updated course data. That gives you a general overview of how to use this course schedule planning tool. If you have any questions or if you have any problems, please let me know. Jonathan Loest, professor in the economics department. If you have any ideas for other features or things that you think would be useful, by all means, please let me know that as well. I'm interested in designing this to be helpful for as many people as possible, so I always welcome any ideas that you have. Thank you.